In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, my dear friends and fellows, look, we the human beings, particularly the people of our society, we are seen always trying to find the people who are trustworthy, and we are also seen complaining that maybe our society has become empty of all those who are trustworthy people, who are the honest people, who are the great people, who are morally upright people, and who do have the integrity. It seems that we are always seen complaining for the dearth of these people, rather for the total absence of dislike characters in the society. And also maybe we are somewhat confused about knowing that whether a person is a trustworthy person or not, whether a person can be followed or not, whether the person is, integrity does have the integrity or not, my dear friends and fellows. And we are going to talk about this issue today, and for that purpose we have also sought the expert opinion on the subject as well. Who is the expert here? She is Tina Fey. Tina Fey is a well-known researcher and author and has written many very useful, highly valuable articles on the subject and the subject of psychology as well. Here the caption of her article is Seven habits that show a high level of personal integrity. Seven habits that show a high level of personal integrity. Very useful, very beneficial article indeed. And by reading, by knowing those seven habits, I think that on the one hand, we should try our utmost to create these seven habits and we ourselves on the one hand. On the other hand, by we can also know whether a person does possess anything like that out of those seven habits or not. So let's go through all of those seven habits one by one. First of all, she says that honesty is the best policy. Being honest is the first and the most important thing, my dear friends and fellows. Look, how can we know that whether a person is honest or not? First of all, we need to look into our own self, and whether we are honest or not. And if at all we want to know that whether the other person is honest or not, we should uh, we should try to see whether the person speaks the truth or not. That is really important. And if at all somebody is seen talking about the truth and speaking the truth, then we can understand that this person is really worthy of following, my dear friends. First of all, honesty is the best policy. That is very important indeed. And number two, she says consistency, even when the life challenges you. Consistency, even when the life challenges you, my dear friend. Mean if at all we are doing something good, I think we must be continuing all that. And if at all the habits, some of the good habits we have developed, I think that we need to retain it. No matter how tough and challenging the situation is, we must be continuing that. It is really important. Consistency even when the life challenges you. And the third is keeping promises even when it's easier to break. Some of the people are found breaking their promises. Many of the people are seen breaking their promises when it is easy to break. I think that we shouldn't be. If at all somebody want to develop the moral integrity, the personal integrity, I think then it is extremely important not to break the promises, even when it's so easy to break, even when all the other people are breaking their promises, and it's right not to break those promises at all. And then the next is accountability regardless of the consequences, and everyone else should be held accountable. First of all, we ourselves, we need to hold ourselves accountable enough, and even regardless of what are the consequences. That is, my dear friend, the really important thing. And then the fifth is empathy and respect towards others. empathy and respect towards other. We must be respecting other people at all, and we must be having sympathy. We must be having empathy. We must try to put ourselves into the shoes of the other people, and to be able to know well whether whatever sort of trouble and whatever sort of compulsion they people are having, and why are they doing whatever they are doing at the moment. So my dear friends, it is really important that not to to have the empathy and respect for the other people. And the sixth is humility, accepting that you don't always have to be the best or right. We are not necessarily the best always. We are not necessarily the right always. If at all somebody is contesting our opinion, we need to reconsider, we need to rethink that whatever I have been found saying, whatever I have been believing, whether it is right or wrong, quite probably we might be in need of change. In our opinion, quite probably we might be in need of the rectification in our opinion, correcting our opinion. There might be a dire need for that, but we are ignoring all that because we are thinking that I'm always right, or I'm quite right here, I'm the best here. It might not be the case at all. We need to develop a kind of humility in ourselves, and that is the point number 6. And the seventh is standing up for what's right, no matter what. Whatever is right, I think that we should have the courage to stand up for it. Whatever is right, either it is our right, our own rights, or the right of someone else, or anything which must be, I think, which must be taken very seriously. I think it is really important to stand up for what is right, no matter what are the consequences. Standing up, taking the stand against all the people, against even the so called most powerful people. I think that is really important. And if at all somebody has succeeded in developing these 7 habits, I think they are highly upright people, and that is really a very useful, very beneficial article which has been authored by Tina Fey. And the caption of the article was 7 habits that show a high level of personal integrity. I found this article one of the best one, as the Tina Fey too is one of the best authors. Thank you very much. Jazakumullah khair.